Coming up next.
As it's grown, we've gotten different opportunities than maybe other people. So I think it's okay to recognize that. At the same time, those opportunities could all go away.
Yeah.
So just understanding that regardless of what opportunities you've had, you still have to show up today.
We were talking with Cory, Chris, and Jason Beck. Guys, thank you for having Emily and I and Anita here at your place to shoot this. You guys are all the sons of Scott Beck, grandson of Sunny Beck. Yep. Yes. And you guys all have made your way back to working at the family business. Okay, well, let's start with you, Cory. Maybe kind of introduce yourself and what your position is here.
So I've been full-time here almost 7 years, and I'm in a business and supplier strategy role, which can mean different things depending on the day. But I've had some finance responsibilities. I work with our suppliers on a day-to-day basis. I'm kind of manage those relationships where we source traits and genetics from all the major providers in the industry. So I manage and facilitate those relationships. Like I said, I've had some finance responsibilities, transitioning away from those finance responsibilities to lead our Commit Rewards program.
You're the one that's going out, you're talking to, you're talking to Corteva and Bayer about swapping genetics and all that stuff.
Yeah, figuring out how we can help each other grow our businesses. As a growing company, they're after growth in their businesses too.
Yeah.
So when we can provide that, then usually, we're just looking for win-win situations.
It's got to kind of annoy them. They're like these big multinational conglomerates, and you guys are still a family-run company, and here you are running with the big dogs.
Well, in a lot of ways we are, but I think it speaks to the relationship that we have with those companies, and just being able to have candid conversations, understand what their business goals are and what our objectives are. And I think there's room for both of us. Big multinational brands and also family-owned brands in the seed industry.
Chris, what about you?
Yeah, so I've been here back working full-time, going on 5 years as our, well, not all 5 years, but here recently took over as our facilities project lead, which is basically just working alongside the others in the facilities department to help maintain and keep up with our growing company and our facility needs, whether it's new construction, remodel construction, you name it, we're trying to take care of it and keep it looking nice.
So your soybean research is 10 stories tall, the building?
Yeah, it's a little tough because I think the different levels of it, it's actually, I think we call it 16 floors, but the way the floors are set up is kind of, I guess, different from a traditional building. So.
Do you ever think maybe instead of expanding outward that you should keep going up with that?
It just, from being one of those guys that responds during a fire event, I really hate running the stairs.
Don't hit me with these semantics, right?
we can draw it up for you sometime and see if it gets any traction.
You keep that in mind. Okay. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, so I've been back with the business for about 2.5 years at this point, and started off in a talent acquisition role. So really just working to support the hiring efforts of Beck's. We're very intentional about the folks we hire here. And then here recently, I'm actually going to be transitioning into a role with our sales team here, local to Indiana. I'll be working in Western Indiana as a seed representative, and so excited about that transition.
It's got to be tough because you talk about your seed dealers. That's your front line to your customer. And I tell you, as a farmer, if I don't like that seed dealer, I don't really care what the seed's going to be. I'm going to find another place to get it. So it's up to you to find people that are not just smart, but likable.
That's right.
Do you teach them? Do you hey, you need to be more like me and likable?
We try and find the right people, and that are going to be show up with a positive attitude, good work ethic that goes across the business, whether it's full-time employees or seed dealers. And I think that's what I'm most excited about is those direct interactions with our dealers and customers, and being part of that reason of why people enjoy doing business with Beck's.
First, let me go back to you. You've talked before about the opportunities that you've had being in this family. I think it's very unique, and what I like is that you guys not just acknowledge the opportunities that you've gotten, but you appreciate them. I think your customers, the farmers, the vast majority, I would guess, are people that have been in farm families, that have inherited, been the next generation of farms. So they understand the opportunities. They also understand the responsibility and the hard work it takes to make those opportunities work. Getting a chance is one thing. Making it work is another. It seems like all three of you truly understand that.
The thing I always go back to is from the time we were kids, we were allowed to be around the company, right? Mm-hmm. We would come to work on Saturdays with Dad, and we'd hang out, and he sometimes it was even like coming of an evening, right? And we would play tag and run through the corporate office, or riding four-wheelers around and things like that. And just I think being around the business kind of helped us see a little bit more of the time that it takes for my dad or for Sunny or for whoever, like to run a family business, the time that's invested, but allowing us to be a part of that from the time we were young. I think, one, we had an enjoyment of being around the business, but then as we got older and different opportunities presented themselves, it allowed us to just kind of further that kind of love for the business.
I want to add one thing to what Chris was just talking about, and that's kind of the team dynamic that exists here. Mm-hmm. So he talked about, us being able to grow up, and come into the office and hanging out and while Dad works, or while Sunny, our grandpa, works. But there's a lot of employees that have been here like my entire life. Mm-hmm. So when you think about a team and, not wanting to let those people down, wanting to show up every day, working hard, and
they probably have dirt on you.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, what do you want people to know about this, your view of the opportunities you've gotten compared to, hey, I've had to earn this. It wasn't all handed to me.
Those opportunities could all go away.
Yeah.
So just understanding that regardless of what opportunities you've had, you still have to show up today.
Yeah.
And you still got to put your best foot forward today in order to preserve, what those opportunities look like in the future.
How many employees does Beck's have?
1,000.
1,000 people?
Yeah.
Which one do you like the least?
Jason.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Now, is that because you're expanding? I mean, when we go out and we speak in like the Dakotas, all of a sudden, Beck's is huge out there or something. You guys, is that the plan? Do you want the whole country?
We are a growth-oriented business. We plan for growth. We build for growth, and the reality is we are already in about 85% of the acres, corn and soybean acres in the U.S. So mm-hmm. a geographic expansion, we've kind of reached a pretty good scale there. There'd be some things that we could jump into if we wanted to. We could. There's some acres out in California. There's some, the Delmarva on the East Coast, that sort of thing. We could jump into that. We've chosen not to at this point. But we're in more than 85% of the corn and soybean
mm-hmm.
acres.
Final thoughts about what you want people to know about you and Beck's Hybrid.
We want to stay private, family owned. And continue to lean on our own expertise as well as the expertise of folks who have been in the industry a really long time that are providing some sound guidance for us. So,
gotcha. Chris?
We're going to learn and grow and make mistakes, but we're really grateful to have the opportunity to do it. We're really grateful to continue to serve others the best we can to honor the Lord. And so, yeah, thank you to those who have believed in us to this point. We'll continue to do that.
Cory, Chris, and Jason Beck, thank you guys for being so open and just being yourselves. I mean, that's generally people in your position are all, stuffed shirts and won't say anything and all the buzzwords and that. But you guys are just who you are. And I think it's a reason that Beck's is so successful, is that that's what you guys are. So thank you guys very much. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Shark Farmer TV. For more stories about people in agriculture, catch my shows on Rural Radio Channel 147 Sirius XM. There's more in-depth discussions on my podcast, and of course, you can check out previous episodes of this show on my YouTube channel. Find out more at sharkfarmer.com. Wouldn't it be cool to have like 100-story thing just sticking out in the middle of a cornfield?
I don't know. I kind of like.
I think
we,
it'd be cool.
Yeah. And then you got slides and fireman poles.